Welcome back to our project. We're working here this week on using Flex, and we're going to use Flex to rebuild our navigation buttons at the top of the pages. What we're going to do is change the way the navigation links look to something like this. And we're going to create this with Flex and make it a little bit better for whenever we need to have responsive web design. In other words, making this thing look better on smaller screens. In our videos, we have placed in the past some images in there. We call them all a class of a hero image. And I've deleted all of those, and so you'll need to delete all of the references to Constitution hero image and Declaration hero image and the Amendments hero image. So be sure and delete all of those. We're also going to delete all of this div section here that has the links to the JavaScript buttons for having the dark contrast or the light theme color. So I'm going to press delete to get rid of that. I'm working here in the Constitution file, and we're going to come to where we have the opening nav tag right here. We're going to take out everything between the opening nav tag. Because what I want you to do here is to see how it is that we're going to structure our nav to make it look like this with 3 nav sections going across the top of the page. What we're going to do is create 3 div sections inside of our nav. We'll start with the one called, it'll be a div, and it'll have a class of page menu. Come down below that, we're going to have another div, and this is going to have a class of articles menu. Come below that, and our third one will be a div class, and this is the amendments menu. And basically that's the structure. Makes it very simple. Come back up to the top, and here under page menu we need to have a paragraph that's got a class of founding docs, and here we'll just type in the phrase our founding documents. Come to the articles menu. Below that we'll have a P with a class of founding docs, and these will be called articles of the U.S. Constitution. We're going to have one more of those, P with a class of founding docs, and this will be called amendments to the U.S. Constitution. And we'll save that. Really changes the way our screen looks, but already you can see we have 3 separate rows here, and that's how we begin these 3 different sections here. Note also that what we've done is we have 3 different classes, each with a unique name. So the top one is page menu, the second one is articles menu, and then we have amendments menu. But the paragraph that comes inside each of those divs is called the same thing, founding documents, and so on. That way we can style them and make them all look pretty much the same. Now what we're going to do for our individual links within each of these is just use a UL. In this first one we'll have 2 links, just like we did at the top of our HTML pages before. Each of the HTML pages will have 2 links to the other 2 pages. So I want to have UL greater than symbol li times 2. And since I deleted all of the links that were in my original nav, I'm just going to come over to Declaration and copy them. And so I'll grab this first one, come back to Constitution, and paste it right in there between the opening and closing li tags. I'm going to do the same thing with the second one. What I need to change here is, since we are in the Constitution file, I don't want to have a link to the file itself. So this link needs to be the one to declaration. Then our text needs to be also to the Declaration of Independence. Control S to save that. Now you can see our founding documents has those two links in them, and we'll style them later. But let's go ahead and come down to the Articles menu. And here I'll show you another method that we can use for creating those UL and LI tags. We know that the Articles menu is going to have links to the 7 articles of the Constitution. And again, since I deleted all of those earlier, I'll just come in here and copy these out of Declaration. Copy. And then the Constitution, paste them right there. Now, I need to do some cleanup here because we're in the Constitution file. And so the links to each of the articles do not need to have the word Constitution in them. So I'm going to highlight some unique values here, like the opening A all the way through href equals. That's probably good enough. And then Control D to get all 7 of those. And then I'll use the right arrow key to make the insertion point go to the end of that range. And I'm going to use arrow key one more time to go to the start of constitution.html. And I'm just going to take out constitution.html all the way across those and press escape to get out of multi-line editing. And there we see we have the links to our articles, but these are not in a UL and LI arrangement like we had above. So what we'll do is to wrap all of this first of all in a UL tag. So Control-Shift-A, and this will be a UL. And then I'm going to select each of the 7 articles all at once, and then Control-Shift-A and LI. See, that puts the LI around the entire lot of article links. And what I want to do is to get each one individually wrapped with LI. So when I type LI up in the Emmet abbreviation bar, I'm going to put the asterisk to select every one of them. And that places the LI tags around each one of those lines, and press enter, and it's done. I'm going to bring in all of the links to the amendments to the Constitution. So I'll come to Amendments, scroll down, and here in the Amendments file last week, we created all of these inside of a UL. So I'm just going to copy that, come back over to Constitution, paste it in, Control S to save, and you can see now that I have all of the links placed inside of those 3 horizontal navigation menus. File is saved, so all that remains is for me to do the same thing in each of Declaration and Amendments. So I will come into Declaration, get rid of the things I don't want, which are the div all the way down through the closing nav tag. I'm going to delete it all, come back into Constitution, copy all of the nav section, copy, paste it right in there. I'm going to have to do some cleanup because here in Declaration, we don't want to have a link to Declaration, so we'll change that to Constitution, change the name for that link to, and we have the links to each of the articles. But in this case, since we are in Declaration, if we leave our fragment links like this, then when somebody clicks on it, it'll never go to the Constitution file because we haven't told the browser in declaration.html that those links are found in a different file. So again, I'm just going to select an area that I know is unique and Control D to each of those 7, right arrow, come over inside the opening quotation mark, and just type in constitution.html, escape, Control S, and we have amendments. We have the same issue here, so we're going to have to highlight something that's unique among all of these. Control D to select all of those, right arrow, and then type the name of the page where those can be found. Control S to save. I'm going to copy all of the nav section again, come into amendments, highlight everything I don't want, and then rather than try to delete it, I'm just going to paste right on top of it. So there we go. Here we have the problem of not needing to have the word amendments.html to the fragments taking us to each of the different amendments because we're already in the amendments page. So again, we will select all of these, right click, come inside the quotation mark, take out amendments.html, escape. In the articles menu, we do need the word constitution.html in there, so we'll leave that the way it is. In the top menu, we have Constitution and Amendments, but we don't want amendments because that's the page we're in. So we'll take that out and put Declaration and save that. And now we've got the 3 different menus all built in each of our pages. In the next video, we'll create the styles that cause these menus to look like that.